It's currently 10 p.m. and I'm going to discuss all the things that I did in order to change my life for better or worse. So I recorded a video 5 months ago, and this was basically a test to see how I could change my life. And 5 months passed. These are all the things that I've done that have impacted my life. So this video, the 5 month video, is already on my channel, but I recorded that on the 4th of May, and I wanted to wait until the last week of undergrad to actually just reminisce and talk about all of the things that I went through and what happened during those 5 months. And also, the most amazing part is that my bangs grew out, so now I'm back to curtain bangs. So number one, I told myself to find the balance between friends and school. I have to say, nothing really changed in that sense because I would still go out to parties, I would still focus on my grades, but the consistency was still there. Sometimes it would, tip to one side, which it does, so I think nothing really changed in that aspect. I would say that my grades basically stayed the same. I don't actually have any complaints about that. I would say though that the friendships that I've built were able to maintain were something that really stood out to me. I think, the friends that you meet at the beginning of your university years compared to your last university year, they're two different groups. And the fact that I was able to maintain some of them, they really do mean the most to me. And I felt that I needed to just express how much they meant to me in any way, like maybe just hanging out with them or writing them a letter and saying, you mean this much to me and I'm appreciative of the fact that you're in my life, all these kinds of things. So I was very emotional in that sense of how I treated my friends and just showed them how much I appreciate them. Because, sometimes people don't really, they aren't really told how much they are appreciated in someone else's life. So I just wanted to let them know. And that was a really beautiful thing that I picked up on that aspect. The second one was self-esteem. And, this, I wouldn't say changed drastically, but I was very fortunate to be surrounded by people that would actually boost my self-esteem, and I would do the same for them. So they would just encourage me to do things or attend events when I would invite them. I remember this one where I would perform and I asked my friend if she could be there, and there was no obligation for her to go, but she stayed there and she supported me, and it just meant the world to me. And I really do think that the people that you surround yourself with can boost or bring down your self-esteem. So I just want to say that bringing people into your life and having a reason for them being in your life is just so important. And I think for me, self-esteem is also very important in how you want to, I I actually don't know. I think self-esteem is just, you need to work on it. It's a constant thing of just telling yourself every day, because I remember a few months, for the past 5 months, I've been not battling, but I've been challenged by my emotions in how I see myself, in how I think others see me. And sometimes it's just a thing of you have to tell yourself to keep going, and I know it is difficult, but you're going to make it in the end. And for me, I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing myself, which is again very, very unhealthy. But then there's also people that tell you, just slow down, Caitlin. You can just maybe take a breather. And I think that, again, the people that you surround yourself with is very, very meaningful and very impactful in how you experience your life. Number three, love life. So for the past, I want to say, okay, let's start from the beginning. So I told myself that if I were to do something now, I would have to make a change in how I would want to live my life. And setting that video 5 months ago made me realize that I haven't been really challenging myself, not only in academics or friendships, but also in other aspects. And this one specifically really did make all the difference in the world. I think that me just telling him, and it was also very like the way that we met, it was all just so natural and we had so much in common. And yeah, I really enjoyed my time with him. But the thing is also, we're in our last year of undergrad, and I don't know if I'm gonna see him again. And we actually met yesterday, and we had this long discussion about how the future is going to be, and if we're able to see each other, if that's what the future holds for us, then I'd be happy to see him again, and he'd be happy to see me. But if not, then I'm just so thankful that I met him, and he really made me the happiest person. I I honestly felt like I was like, I can't even explain it. There's just so many aspects that I didn't think that I could recognize in myself that he made me see. And the fact that we only just met, I think that the timing was perfect. I don't have any regrets in how we met, in why we met, in the time difference we met. I think me meeting him at that specific time was really the time that I was supposed to meet him. I don't think that meeting him earlier or later would have been suitable, if that makes sense. I think that meeting him at that specific moment, I think it was in August, and I've been keeping track of that. And yeah, he will always hold a special place in my heart. And if we see each other again, um I'll be even happier. But yeah, um I have lived, and he was one of the people that made me see what life was actually like, and how to be happier than I thought I was. Because I thought I was happy before, but meeting him and just making me laugh, making me feel good about myself, making me feel happy when I would just not feel the best. I think that I really do wish all the best for him, and I'll always have a special place in my heart. He'll always have a special place in my heart. Um yeah, that's yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. I really, yeah. That's all. I'm just so happy that I met him. Number 4, music progress. Um, so this aspect I made it a challenge to write a song, and it did go as planned, but I think the practical part more than the theoretical part was something that stood out to me when I was talking to my friend about this event, and I told her that I'm going to perform. And I asked her if this is the same thing that I was talking about before, and I asked her if you wanted to be there, and I would actually love it if you were to be there. And she showed up, and it just made me realize how much I miss performing, because I used to perform in high school a lot. I used to play the piano at Ice Stedfords and concerts and all those things. And me just going back to the piano after years of not even performing in front of a crowd, I think it just made me realize how special playing an instrument made me feel. It just made me feel that I could express myself through an instrument. I could just play, and there would be no kind of intention, no kind of expectation for me, I would just be playing. And I also met up with someone where we just jammed, where he would play the guitar and I would play the piano. And it made me realize how great it is to just make music for fun. And I think if I ever release a song in the future, it's going to be way, 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 way into the future. But I think for now, just me expressing myself and playing in front of people made me happy. It made me happy. Um, so this next part is basically what I've learned from those 5 months. I wrote it down because I didn't really think that it would come up off the top of my head. The first one is life is what you make of it. I know this is going to sound cliche, but me setting this expectation up for myself in these four aspects, in my school and friend relationship, my self-esteem, my love life, my music progress, all these things, I think that in these past 5 months I've been fulfilled. I've been very content, and I think that I've woken up and there was a reason for me to wake up. Usually I just wake up and I go about my day, but I would actually actively wake up and think to myself, today I'm going to do this, today is a new day, today I'm going to set this goal for myself. And I think that having made this 5 months ago, today where I am, it just made me realize how life is just life is going to be there. It's how you implement yourself into that life, in how you're going to experiment, how you're going to dedicate your time to something, how you're going to build relationships, all these things. The next one is only you are in charge of how stagnant you become, which I think is so true, because oftentimes I would just stand still and panic about what not to do, what to do. And again, within these 5 months, if I were placed with two decisions, I would think to myself, you know what? There's going to be a 50% chance I'm right, a 50% chance I'm wrong. Let me just make that choice instead of not picking a choice at all. And I think that having that choice and having that ability to choose was really important for me, and it also made me very aware of the decisions that I make, and also trusting my gut, because that was very important to learn that, not every choice is going to be a home run, but there is going to be that time where you make a choice and you're going to feel that it's the right choice and you choose that. And that's something that I thought was very important to learn. The next one is progress isn't about speed, but rather consistency. I would have to work every day in the place where I wanted to be, and I think for now that is just the truest thing that I could have done. If I weren't consistent about what I was doing, I think that I would have fallen behind. I would have been so unhappy. I actually have to say that your progress isn't determined by how fast you go, even if you have bumps along the road. And trust me, I have had many bumps. The amount of times that I've broken down were insane, but also good, because I don't think I've had a healthy outlet than before. Usually I would just stress myself out and do nothing and become stagnant, but me actually finding ways of letting out that, whether it was through journaling, which I highly recommend, crying, which I highly recommend, or just talking to someone, finding someone that you can trust, all these things that I've done, I think that it's really made me grow into a better person. I have to say that I wasn't really a well-balanced person before, but working on myself and finding people that I can ask questions to, or just finding ways in how I can deal with problems, it really really does help and really does make all the difference. The last thing is my wish for anyone that is watching this video. Life is, as it were, I'm gonna restart that again. Live as if it was your last day on earth. And I think me setting my goals, 5 months is quite a while actually. I didn't think that I would be able to do so much in the span of 5 months, but living like it's your last day on earth really taught me that nothing in life is guaranteed, and if you want to do something, just do it and go in without any hesitation. That's what I did with a lot of these things, and I think that if you hit a bump in the road an occasion, it's fine, just keep going, because you're going to get eventually where you are or where you want to be. The last thing is, don't concern yourself for the future for too long. That's where all the stress begins. That is something that I'm still working on, because, as I've mentioned before, it's my last year of undergrad. Hopefully, God willing, I'm going to graduate. I am so stressed, and I've stressed myself out so many times just thinking about the thought of falling behind. But then again, I've been at this for so long, and my, what's the word now? All my effort can't just go to waste, right? If you believe in yourself, then that's just the first step of making a success for yourself. I know I'm talking like I'm unsure, because I am unsure, but that aspect right there, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to work through. But believe me, there is going to be a day where everything just clicks, and I'm going to sit and think to myself, yeah, maybe that is what I should do, maybe that is what I shouldn't do, maybe that is the answer that I've needed all along. So I just think that if you want to make a success out of your life, just remember that the only person standing in your way is you. But also, if you feel that what you're in now, the position that you are in now, is not right for you, I think just make a change, because that's what I did. And I think that realizing that I wasn't where I wanted to be, who I wanted to be, I think just forming that thought and realizing I need to make a change immediately, or something is just going to stay the same. I think that realizing and making a change is just the best thing that you could do for yourself. And that's the best thing that I could have done for myself. I think compared to 5 months ago in May, I've grown so much as a person. I've grown so much more as emotionally as I could have. It's actually insane. I've been talking to my friends and how we've just developed from first year until now, which is obviously something that's going to happen, but I think for me, I didn't think that it would have been such a drastic change. And even my parents have been telling me that they tell you because they're your parents, but they always tell me how smart I am, and I I believe it now. But yeah, I do feel